episode 411 of watchandcomplain.com. I am your host, Rob McMillan.
That's not your name.
Here I am with Bill McMillan, my co-worker, who we met on a cruise. It was a jungle cruise.
It's a gay cruise.
We were both searching for love.
Yeah.
And we realized that both of us had an interest in Expand4bles. Expand4bles.
What was that?
Expand4bles.
Expand4bles.
And then we realized, holy shit, you know what we should do? Because you have the same last name. One, we should get married because then we really don't have to change our last name. And then two, we should do a podcast or vodcast. What's it called when you do it? We should do a YouTube about Expand4bles. All right. Bill, over to you.
Welcome to episode 2.
Oh, you're going to cut out that whole intro?
That was awful.
What a bunch of bullshit.
It's garbage.
Yeah, you never love my intros.
Intros?
Hey, how come there's never
Why are you the one that's not able to talk today?
Shorts? So this morning, hold on, I had to have a drink. This morning, my son started, you put up our episode of The Creator. So he was watching that.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And he's like, I like the short one. So he's going through all the shorts. He's going through our whole channel, looking at all the shorts. He's just dying laughing at all the short stuff.
Oh, the YouTube shorts.
YouTube shorts.
Yeah, I got to do that. The problem with YouTube shorts are that the max is 1 minute. And like sometimes I'll have a TikTok that's under 1 minute. A lot of times they're like a minute something or 2 minutes. And
what a bunch of bullshit.
Well, that's our show. That's what we should have called it.
It's a bunch of bullshit. Watch it complain about a bunch of bullshit.
Because boobies.
Because boobies?
Boobies. Oh, that would be good.
Imagine the fucking likes that we would get if we called ourselves Because Boobies.
And we just show our own?
Yeah, yes. You know what we do? We get what do you call it?
Man's ears?
Treatment. No. Boob treatment.
Boob treatment.
What's it called? God damn it. The words on the tip of my tongue. We get boobectomies and we put boobs in.
Boosticles.
Boobicles. Well, our dog's here to save the day. She's tired of the fire upstairs.
And the cat just pooped in the box.
Yep. In a box. That's what I use for a litter box. Just a box. An Amazon box. And because we get so many Amazon things,
It looked like it came out of the box that's next to it.
Maybe it did. That stupid fucking cat. I wish one of these
days.
Go
check. Go see if it pooped in the box. I want to know.
It won't have pooped. Okay. It likes to scratch. No, it goes and sleeps in boxes. That's why I'm waiting for one day for it to go and sleep and just fold the lid out the door.
Mail it to China.
Racist?
What was racist about that?
Chinese people.
I just can't mention Chinese people? Just in general?
Why would I ship them a cat?
They might enjoy a cat. They might want pets too. Where's your mind going?
Pets too.
Started off well.
And then straight downhill.
Welcome to episode 215 of Watch and Complain. Today on the show, we are talking about...
The Expand4bles. 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 Expand4bles.
Expand4bles.
Expand4balls.
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 Oh my God, the talking in this.
This movie, the talking, there is more fucking green screen in that movie than in this fucking podcast.
Oh, I wrote
the green screen was out of this fucking world. But I did fall asleep, so I had to right at the fucking middle too. And then I woke up to the credits because the credits are 800 hours long because of all the different people that put money into this. So I was like, God damn it. So I had to rewind and go back to the start. Not the start, sorry, to where I fell asleep. Oh, and I started watching it. And this movie is just, man alive, is this a bad movie. Yeah. I don't even know where to start. I was like, I'll remember parts of it when you're reading the plot. That's when I'm like, yeah, this part sucks and that part sucks. But I will say one thing right out of the gate. Did you believe for a second that Barney Ross was dead in the start?
No.
Yeah, that's what I was like, man, you've seen enough movies. You should know by now that there's no fucking chance that he's dead. Why? Sylvester Stallone must have asked for just too much money to appear.
Oh yeah,
in the entire movie,
and that's just silly because he's not there anymore.
Yeah, I'm like, whatever, dude.
You could have him for the full movie for his full paycheck, and they would bomb.
Well, this one did bomb apparently. Like,
this one
bad.
bombed.
Yeah,
for how fast it. Just analytically speaking, how fast it went to torrenting.
Yeah.
Not that
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about
torrenting.
torrenting. I think you mean video on demand.
But if you think analytically, if you
analytically
think of
analingously,
if you analyze,
how
quick movies find themselves in the illegal pirating spectrum, you would understand.
I believe that's on the autism spectrum.
Also,
you have autism, and then you have illegal torrenting.
Also, on the digital media storefronts, like how fast it goes there too.
Where we watched
it pretty much tells you how well a movie did.
Yep.
There are some differences though, like Disney. No matter how well
anybody
it
that
does,
owns a
they'll
streaming service.
keep it.
Yeah.
There's another one that does that too. That just waits forever.
And Warner Brothers, they wait forever. I don't know. Who cares?
I don't know.
Or maybe it's Apple.
Who did Expendables? Because that was pretty quick. So was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is Sony, wasn't it?
I don't know. I forget it as soon as we watch it. And especially, I thank fuck that I forgot as much of this as I could because this movie stinks.
This movie is worth remembering because
you're right there. And if I'm moving my legs, I'm going to kick you. Stupid fuck. Come here, Zelda. Oh, come here, my princess. Oh, come here, my princess. All right. Oh. Zelda will stay with me for the whole movie, or for the whole podcast.
For the whole
Are you
movie.
going to sit with me for the whole podcast? Here, what do you think? Say something.
See, this is just as entertaining, or no, better, more entertaining than most of the movie.
See, I'll be Jason Statham and you be Megan Fox, okay? Hey, baby, we're gonna do some crime. What do you think of that?
I hate you.
Baby, why you hate me now? Well, we love you so much.
That's fine. Typical relationships. Oh, okay.
All right, you have to go now.
The plot. They're going to skip a bunch, I'm sure. And there's still look, it's still
Lord.
the plot isn't that big on this one.
What's fucked up
What a
is
surprise.
this is written by someone that just fucking loved this movie.
My goodness.
Yeah.
No, they love themselves.
Or you
They're
know
the
what?
type of person.
It was done by somebody it was probably done by Sylvester Stallone. But
possible.
I've seen the first Expendables. I think. I'm fairly certain I've seen the first one. I didn't see the second one or the third one. And now I've seen the fourth one. So there were a lot of people that I have no idea who they are.
The third one had, I believe, the Rock and Steve Austin.
Oh, wow. Cool.
I don't think it was.
I think the
for John
first one
Cena
had
yet.
Steve Austin. He fights Steve Austin at the end of the
wouldn't
first
be
one, I think.
surprised.
I don't know, one of them. But so there's guys that show up. There's like Toll Booth and 50 Cents. And I remember Dolph Lundgren was in the first one. He's called Gunner. But Toll Booth and 50 Cents. And then I assume Ontario Banderas must have been one of the previous ones. Because did you get that this guy was a Spanish guy?
Who loved this Stallone?
Yeah, has an improper desire for
I'm sure it links
Barney
up to
Ross.
the previous movie.
Not to mention fucking what's his name? Jason Statham. He's Lloyd Christmas or Lee Christmas or James Christmas. Lloyd Christmas is fucking from Dumb and Dumber.
Just Christmas.
So the whole time I'm calling him Lloyd Christmas.
The problem with the Expendables is the
The
Expendables
problem.
came from the idea of putting these action movie stars together in one movie.
Yep.
But then there's no point because they're remade characters. Like
What do you mean remade?
They're not the characters from your favorite action movies.
Yeah, yep. Stallone should be Rambo. Fucking Schwarzenegger should be Commando. Chuck Norris should be Missing in Action or Delta Force Chuck Norris. Like,
If you pick one, right?
yeah, and it Jesus Christ, it just does not work.
This would work for something like Mortal Kombat
If you had to choose Your
or,
favorite
a Fortnite
actor.
movie.
a Fortnite movie,
If they made a Fortnite movie, because Fortnite brings in a lot of licensed characters
Oh, I see
into
what you
the
mean.
thing, and they battle each other with guns and
I know on Fortnite you can teabag someone. Is teabagging? Is that still a thing? in Fortnite?
I'm sure it is, but
And then
it's not really a
there's
thing.
a bang bus.
No,
and
that's
But doesn't everybody
No.
fuck on the bang bus and they get thrown out of it?
That's
There's a bus that people jump out of.
okay. Yes, but there's no fucking.
I'm pretty sure there is.
It's
Also,
not the bang bus.
there's a.
whole
I want to
different
say
Google
a unicorn in Fortnite. Is there a unicorn?
Yeah,
And
that's that llama.
a llama, unicorn llama.
Yeah,
All right, let's see what I think about Fortnite, or what I know about Fortnite.
Unimama.
I know the llama. I know the bang bus. I know you can build stairs and ramps. I think you can build a house too. That's about it. That's about all I know about Fortnite. Both of my kids have never tried it. They're like, this game is stupid. And for my boys who will watch
it's addicting.
terrible stuff on YouTube about, like, look, here's me playing a game where I walk around a fireplace, and they'll watch that for hours. They won't play Fortnite because like, this game stinks.
Oh, Sim Fireplace Walker.
Yeah, Sim Fireplace, Sim Firewalker.
You just walk on fire. It's
I
probably
feel the
out there.
burn.
We have the no, I was gonna say wind blower. That's not it.
Yeah, the wind blower. That's what it's called.
No, the water blaster one. You know when you water blast your steps or something, and you clean them.
Water blaster.
What is that? Well, you use water.
Power washer.
So there's
A
power
water
washing.
blaster. It's called a water
There's
gun.
power washing simulator.
Or if you find a girl that does Kegel exercises, she might have a water blaster, if you know what I'm saying.
It's urine.
If you're into that type of thing.
Sorry to
That is a good
sorry
question.
to
though.
bust your.
I don't know. Is it pee, though?
Yeah.
All of it, though?
Yeah, I wish it wasn't, but it is.
I don't know.
Yep. Males try to fool themselves because
that
we
makes
want
sense.
it to be something else. 'Cause-
You want to imagine that, wow, I turned her on so much there was some special liquid that I have no idea. She has no idea what it is that came out of her body.
pee.
But you imagine, from a girl's perspective,
But if you're into that, fine.
it must be,
Doesn't
I don't
matter
know,
to me.
if a guy's like really obnoxious and you're like, ugh, I just want to fuck this guy and get out of here, just like pee on him and be like, oh, wow, I've never done that before. Okay, bye, and leave.
Yeah. It's the same thing with moaning. Like, if they're not into it, they can fake it real easy. We can't.
You know a lot about women faking interest. Funny enough.
I used to date
Who?
fake women.
Hi, Phil.
they were-
I am a real woman.
They were Sears
my beard.
statues.
Mannequins. Sears statues.
I had no respect for them, so I didn't call them by their proper names.
You didn't want man included in the name of the women you were dating.
That's not my.
You're not a woman.
I had
You're a girl.
pulled up in my truck.
You're a female. Oh, not female won't even work because it says male.
Yeah,
Girl.
I can't be a humanitarian. Oh wait, I can. They can't because that would be weird.
Because then they're humans. I only want to date mannequins, or sorry,
Dirt.
Sears statues.
I will date dirt.
Dirt. Fuck.
We're way off the plot. I'm gonna cut all that. Jesus,
This movie stinks.
that's so. Yeah, we don't want to talk about it. The Expendables
Expand4bles.
win. That's it. We're done.
Yay.
The Expendables are sent to Libya. Completely okay. There's an intro that is split in half.
So Barry Ross is on a, so okay, it starts with dude from Raid Redemption. I want to say Tony Jaa, but I don't think that's his name. I'm not sure.
I could look it up.
Yeah, him,
It's
like-
not in this part.
Him like stealing some shit, whatever, I don't care. And then it cuts to Barney Ross or Barry Ross?
Barney Rubble.
Barney Rubble. So then it cuts to Barney Rubble getting onto his bike, and it shows he has a ring, and it shows he has a cigar, and then he's riding on his bike. And then Barney Rubble goes to Jason Statham's
We
house.
have Tony Jaa as Decca.
Yeah, who was Rathmat? Ramat.
There's Swarto.
No.
There's Iko Iwai.
Ramat was the bad guy. Yeah. Iko Uwais. Iko Uwais was Ramat. That was a bad guy.
What's he from?
He's in Raid Redemption.
Oh, okay. Was he the long-haired one?
Yep.
Or someone
no,
else?
Short-haired.
Or the
he was
main,
the cop. He was the cop guy.
the main character?
Yeah, the main character.
Okay.
So Barney Rubble goes over to Jason Statham's house, and before he knocks on Jason Statham's house, Jason Statham and Megan Fox are having a fight, and then Jason say the moment's the door, and then starts having a
It
conversation.
wasn't even clear. It was just like,
But then Barney Rubble becomes like part of the conversation. He's like, I think you're a bit of a pain in the ass. I'm like,
I agree with her.
what the fuck? Like, if that's like me having a massive argument with my wife, opening the door, you come walking in, and you're like, yeah, you know what? You're totally right. Rob is an asshole. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
That's exactly because he's that friend that goes, you are an asshole, which we do, but this was not clear. It wasn't.
But then she breaks a glass. You don't know what the fuck they're fighting about. And then she goes, you're like an asshole and you're emotionally unavailable because you're English. And I'm like, what? And then that scene's over. And you're like, what?
Which is
what? What the fuck was going on? It is, but
regionalist.
But it doesn't make any fucking sense. It's like to say like you're a man, so you don't have any access to your emotions. That's okay. It's fine. That's one thing. But to say it's your stuck up British attitude, and I was like, what? When have the only joke that's ever worked where the Brits treat everything so formally is John Cleese in Fish Called Wanda, right? He does it. He does a great rendition of why British people are the way they are in that movie. I don't think I've ever seen it in any other movie. And then except this, and you're like, I don't know what's going on.
It didn't matter in this because it didn't have anything to do with it. But the whole script, the whole thing was written by one person, well, seemingly.
I would argue it was written by ChatGPT.
Sure, but it was a lot of like, haha, I'm funny.
Yeah, like, isn't this hilarious?
Exactly, like just constantly like, you need to praise me because I'm funny. Yep. Oh, haha, this is a witty comment. You better laugh. Like,
even the actors didn't give a shit. Like, there's so Dolph Lundgren's not a good actor. He's adequate, but he's not a good actor. I'd say he's like below adequate. But even the lines they give Gunnar are just so stupid. Like
all the lines.
We'll get to it.
Every single line. I need to get to my note about.
Oh my God, you got to get to his notes. We're not even going to go to the plot on Wikipedia.
I don't see a point.
Book.
Okay, I'll do that.
You just want to show off how great your little tablet is.
I wish it was an iPad. I wish it was a PC. Anyway, okay. The Expendables are sent to Libya to prevent mercenary Suerto Ramat. You have to say it like I did.
Rambat.
From stealing nuclear warheads for a mysterious terrorist named Ocelot.
Okay.
The team is led by Barney Rubble. And formed by members Lee Christmas, Toll Road.
I kept on calling him Toll Booth. Road.
And Gunnar Jensen. With new members, Easy Day.
Who's 50 Cent.
And Gallon.
And Gallon shows up. So I guess Ontario Banderas was in the last movie. Because Gallon shows up and you know the joke of Puss in Boots? Where he's like, I am Puss in Boots. And he's always trying to do like the kind of Mexican suave vibe.
Kind of overdoing
That's really funny. This fucking guy is doing Puss in Boots, but as a real person. I know you. You know my father. There's two things I have in common with my father. My love for blood and my love for sex. I'm like, what? Like, we're just coworkers. And you walk in, and you're like, hey, dude, oh, yeah, we knew your dad. Did you know my father loved American women's asses? And you're like, well, it was nice meeting you. I'm going to go back over here and like get some shit for my gun. And he's like, oh, yeah, punto quente, mamma mia. Like, he starts saying so many, like, spaghetti, rigatoni. He starts, like, saying as many Spanish and Italian words as he can. Yep. And you're like, this guy is a stereotype. This guy's fucking obnoxious. And I was hoping that 50 Cent and that guy, I guess they were the new guys in the crew because they get kind of, everybody else was already kind of there.
It's all we could get with the budget.
But 50 Cent and Puss in Boots, I thought that they were both going to die because they're the new guys. But, or at least
should have.
People know 50 Cent, but nobody knows Puss in Boots. So I was like, all right, Puss in Boots is going to die, but no, Puss in Boots doesn't die.
And if you take him out, who cares?
Yeah.
In this movie, He's just a placeholder.
Yep.
A really bad racist.
To remind you,
placeholder.
to remind you of how much fun it was to watch. I assume from the last one, but I love watching Ontario Banderas. He's done some great thriller horror stuff. He's great in comedy stuff. I love Ontario Banderas. I think he's an awesome actor.
Yeah, but you also have to have good writing, and this was just dreadful throughout the whole thing.
This was. I'm not even at the point where I will admit that this is writing. I'm certain it was a ChatGPT.
I would agree to you that it probably is an AI setting it up and then someone going over it.
Yeah.
And adding like, oh, look, I'm funny. Or, oh, this funny didn't work, so I'm going to put my own witty funny.
Didn't work.
However, they are incapacitated when all their vehicles are destroyed in the ensuing fight. Notice that while the dude that was sniper rifling the area, Gunner, was doing that, he was shooting things into his comrades, and then right as one of the things was shooting over 50 Cent, 50 Cent's like, oh yeah, that went well, but it didn't. You almost died.
It also doesn't make sense that Gunner is wearing prescription glasses. He says before they leave that it's got a prescription sight on his gun. Yeah.
And then
he's the fucking sharpshooter.
And then it's blurry still.
But he can't hit anything. Like it would be like, okay, dude, you're out. We're gonna get someone that can shoot. Like that's a good sharpshooter.
But this is funny.
I guess. Okay. Sure.
When they couldn't come up with like easy names, not Easy Day.
Easy Day is an easy name.
When Ramat shoots their plane down, the team finds what appears to be Barney's body burned in the wreckage, identified by his ring.
So you see this, and I'm like, okay, well, that's not Barney.
I loved that it was a burnt to the crisp body. It was.
But what I like too is you're like, okay, when you find out at the end that this wasn't Barney, the guy that it was is like, I don't know, I want to say maybe 100 pounds less than Barney Rubble, and maybe 6 inches shorter, 6 inches to a foot shorter than Barney Rubble.
That's not noticeable when he's sitting down in a cockpit.
But you're like, also wouldn't somebody have done like, hey, let's prove this is Barney, like
the government,
anyone? But you're like, oh, okay. But then as soon as he dies, I'm like, ugh, okay, well, we know he's not.
Maybe he threw his dentures in.
Threw some of his hair dye on him. But I was like, okay, well, it's not Barney. So I wonder when Barney comes back. I was surprised at how long he stays out of the movie.
Like you said, it's money.
Yeah.
At Barney's memorial service, CIA operative Marsh reveals that the team will. This is a new guy too, right? Marsh?
No, Marsh. I think must have been in the other. It's played by.
He acts like
Andy Garcia.
He says like, "Who's the new guy?" at the starting of the movie.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe it was.
I got the vibe that Andy Garcia was in the previous ones, but who fucking? Or no, I think wasn't it Bruce Willis used to be the guy that they would talk to that would send him on their missions, and Bruce Willis can't do it now
for some reason.
He has.
I know he's dead.
He's not dead.
Is he not dead yet?
No, he's like dementia, some sort of dementia. Poor Bruce Willis is all. I thought
he died.
He didn't die.
We'll put a thing on the screen.
As a fellow bald person, you should know.
Peace.
Rest in peace, motherfucker.
Rest in pieces if he was in this movie.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
CIA operative Marsh reveals that the team will pursue Ocelot and Ramat, but without Christmas. Worst year ever, no Christmas. Who jeopardized the mission trying to save Barney. He is replaced by Gina, his former lover, who also brings an operative named Lash into the team. I like Lash.
What did Lash do?
What was Lash from?
I don't fucking know. You know?
No. She looks familiar.
So she has, all these big guys, they're big and tough and cool and awesome, and they drive big trucks. They have huge dicks. They fire massive guns, or they have massive grenades, or everything is massive. Every gun massive. Guys are massive.
Big penis
Lash.
Energy.
Big dick energy.
Yeah.
Lash, I think, has a
penis.
A steel whip.
Yeah, it's like a chain.
Like a chain whip?
Yeah.
Now, if you're 400 feet away from someone who you've got to shoot, what the fuck is someone with a steel whip going to do?
That's close combat. She wouldn't use it far away.
Why wouldn't she use a fucking knife? or a gun.
Well, the chain has more distance than the knife.
The chain is stupid because as soon as someone grabs it and yanks it out of your hand, you're fucked.
The point is you work with that. Whatever they
I
do.
think she can work with this. It was a stupid character.
Just like when she whipped it at the guy and he worked with it too, because she pulled and he did that crazy
and when it did get at the
twist
end,
flip thing.
so Tollbooth gets a cut in his side, and she comes up and she's like, "Oh, let me patch you up." Like totally out of fucking. And I have no idea what I'm talking about. Like COD or Modern Warfare, is that a thing? Or other games that I've played that I've probably beaten, but I just forget because I play so many games. She comes up, "Let me patch you up," and he's like, "Will you kiss it better?" And she goes, "Maybe later." And then later at the end of the movie when Barney's alive and everyone's all happy, she looks over at Tollbooth and she shows her pinky.
Yeah.
And then goes like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, what the fuck does that mean?"
So earlier in the movie, she went like this, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And the guy explained to him, in her culture, that's the middle finger, so it means fuck you. So then she says in this, just like before, "Oh, fuck you," and he goes, "Oh," and then she goes, like, as in it's a good thing this time. So
I thought
fuck
it meant
you?
like they were gonna bang or stick my thumb up
That's
your
what I
ass
got
or
from
my
it.
finger up your
No,
ass.
it's bang, but not in your way of looking at it. But yes, bang.
I was confused.
Yeah, they had this weird thing where it got set up, and then they went
Also,
straight to the okay, we're together.
Tollbooth and well, you know what? Let's just get to it. We'll talk about it.
The Expendable
Expand4bles.
5-bubbles.
It's going to be
Expend5bles.
The S is going to be a 5, so it would be Expendable 5.
Oh, okay.
This one, Expand4bles, makes no fucking sense.
It doesn't need to.
It fucking does. Fuck
This
these
whole
Expendables.
movie didn't make sense.
Also, hold on. So we got to mention here, when they're going to Libya and they're in the truck and they're firing shit, the green screen is fucking out of control.
Oh, it was every
fucking scene. And then when they're
In
on
the
the
whole
fucking
movie.
boat at the end, holy moly. When you're looking down at them, you could tell that, like, here's Megan Fox and there's fucking, Tollbooth and 50 Cent and all the other guys behind him. You can tell that they're all standing like this with no one else around them. And the guy just literally, like, said, okay, you hear. Nobody has any kind of context as to where the other people are. It was like watching one of the fucking Star Wars prequels. No one had any idea. Or like watching Quantum Mania. Nobody knew where the other person was.
Guaranteed they took them one at a time to generic set piece and goes, okay, here's your 20 lines. Say your 20 lines in different ways.
And we'll edit them together.
Exactly. And then they're probably like, oh, this has to make a script. So ChatGPT, the whole thing that they put together.
Bring this plot together.
Make it make sense, ChatGPT.
Also, I want everyone to know that I texted Phil. I said, I'm going to physically assault you for making me watch this movie. But I'm not going to. Why? Because I don't have big dick energy from Expand4bles.
So because of his tiny penis, he won't be hitting me.
But if you try to kick me in the tiny penis, you'll never hit it.
Yeah, that's why I don't try.
That's why.
The team travels to Asia, but is secretly tracked by Chris. Oh, also Megan Fox.
Look, Megan Fox can't act, and that's fine because she's a really good-looking lady.
She's okay at best.
She's not.
She's done other things that are okay at best, but she also looks good.
She looks great. The worst part though is
the white shirt at the end. I'm just saying.
And I have a point about the white shirt at the end that once you think of it, it makes perfect sense. But all the scenes where she's fighting with Jason Statham, because she's trying to act so much, I'm like, I'd rather look at Jason Statham. Like, she looks so plasticky.
Also, when you see her compared to these big guys, you see just how thin and like
Tiny
gaunt she is.
Yep.
And I'm just like,
but she has a great body, and I'm sure she's a wonderful person, but acting is not her forte. And I'm sure it was partly makeup, but she looks like plastic. She looks like one of your Sears statues.
yeah.
And I was like, that look doesn't work for me. That very plasticky look, that doesn't work for me.
Obviously, it works for me.
Pig.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of Megan Fox, but she did it for me in a couple scenes.
I'm a fan of parts of Megan Fox.
Mm-hmm. Like the parts that get decapitated. No.
Parts that get decapitated.
Sorry, confused it with my statues.
The part, everybody, you heard that right. He said the parts that get decapitated.
Cold case starts in a couple of years. You'll know why. Okay. Also, Megan Fox, I feel like the alternate ending was she's the bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I saw this going.
I thought, we'll get to it, but I thought I knew who the bad guy was, and I was surprised when that didn't happen.
Surprised how generic the ending was?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
No, I was surprised that I kept on expecting Barney Rubble to show up.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you had the exact same feeling, and we'll get to it when we get through this plot of who Barney Rubble was.
I gotta fill time. We only have like 2 sentences.
Barney Rubble.
Barney's apparent death opened a sealed file.
That makes no sense.
They just threw stuff in
Sully,
there.
come here.
There's a dog between my legs. It's just like when I was dating.
It's gone now.
It was a dog statue from Sears.
Are you going to sit here with me? We're going to record this?
Barney's apparent death opened a sealed file which states that there is an eyewitness that could identify Ocelot.
Why would Barney dying open up a file?
I don't.
That makes no sense.
Well, I guess once everyone in the program died, it didn't matter if to keep them secret. That would be my only guess. Because it was a secret.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
Secret group.
That's like if
aren't
one.
they irresistibles or
But that's
secret?
like say if a SWAT team leader dies, or say Jack Bauer was to get found out. Oh my God, they found out Jack Bauer. Are they going to tell who every other fucking spy is in CTU?
No.
Then why the fuck would they do it for Barney Rubble?
They would only say if they're all dead because they're not going to be in hiding anymore.
But all the rest of them weren't dead.
That's what he said. Everyone else was dead but him.
Did this make any sense to you, Zelda?
They opened up the case. They opened up the file. And I find it funny that they declassified the file, but most of it's like blackened out. It didn't matter.
What do you think?
Try to read that. I'd like to see a freeze frame on the file.
Barney Rubble. Age 39. Height 6'5". Weight
no
110.
It wouldn't be that. It would just be like, you know that when you get those web pages that aren't edited yet and it's like this weird text.
All the fucking wingdings and shit.
Yeah. Ocelot plans to provoke World War III by letting the nuclear warheads explode in the Russian Far East, transporting them on a ship disguised as an American aircraft carrier. As the Expendables and Marsh board the ship, they are... Excuse me.
You're getting choked up?
Yeah, it was a very sad scene.
Because Zelda's here. Are you our support dog?
Because they are ambushed and taken hostage.
Look, she doesn't like her hand being held up.
Maybe it hurts. She's old.
She is old. How old do you think Zelda is?
17.
No, she's 8.
14.
Are you my 8-year-old girl? Oh, God, that sounds terrible to say. You my 8-year-old girl that I love? All right, fuck off now.
It's like Photoshop.
Bye.
Something else in there.
One of your fucking Sears statues.
The 8-year-old ones.
A decapitated Sears statue.
Okay. Meanwhile, Christmas travels to Thailand for another reason. This is dumb.
And
everything in this is
the worst
this
fucking
is dumb.
parts too is like it's so
the bar
it looks
scene.
like it was filmed for like $14 for the green screen like this. The movie looks fucking awful.
Yeah. And he goes to the bar and he goes, "Have you seen this guy who owns the boat down there? Do I look like the fucking boat?"
That was good. He goes, "Bar up here, water down there." I was like, all right, that's funny.
Okay, so he goes down and meets this dude, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not him.
Decca?
Obviously, I'm not. I don't own this boat. I'm just acting weird."
And what's great too is Ramat. I'm never going to remember these gentlemen's names, and Decca. Of course, English isn't their first language. But
neither is most of the other characters.
The stupid fucking lines they give these guys, you need a strong enough command of the English language to know where, like certain highlights, certain parts of how you say it, like certain, what's the word I'm looking for? Like accents in your speech should go. And because these guys, they don't have a strong enough command of the English language, nobody told them where you're supposed to like heighten your voice or lower your voice or something. So these guys just say these fucking lines that are just like, yeah, well, now you're going to die.
But
And
how's
you're like,
this any different from all the other
It's
characters who are talking under their breath the whole movie?
It's
Stallone.
not, but it would be nice if these guys at least had a fighting chance. And I don't think they even give them a fighting chance.
I think they talk better than most of the other characters.
Well, maybe that's why Stallone's not in the movie so
50
much.
Cent was talking under his breath. Stallone was talking under.
I thought 50 Cent was easy to understand.
Nah.
50 Cent's character was stupid, but he was easy enough to understand. Because all he was there for was
50 Cent.
Was to be like,
and then play the rap
hey,
music.
What do you mean? We're not going there. Are you crazy?
Come on, you had to have popped for the rap music, his song.
Was that his songs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When they started playing his song on the boat, and they're like, "What the fuck is that?"
Oh, that's the it's the forklift and they shoot it. I don't know what any of his music is.
What
I know
you
50
think
Cent
about me.
50 Cent has a song called "Murder Gonna Burn" dun 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 dun. It's called "In Da Club," I think. That's a 50 Cent song.
Yeah,
That's a song I
like
know.
that song.
I know that song. I don't like it, but I know the song.
dun, dun.
I know it goes dun 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 dun. Every time it goes to bed, dun 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 bun. That's all I know. That's my rendition, and we're gonna get flagged on YouTube because it sounded exactly like it.
It sounds just like a South Korean song.
That's what these guys should have been fucking singing. Racist.
As Christmas fights his way through the ship, Decca has a change of heart and helps him rescue the rest of the team.
This was so. And the
I
worst
didn't even
part,
realize this.
This
What?
would normally be more exciting, but this was so boring to watch them because they just get trapped. They get so they're on the boat. Oh, look, we're trapped. Okay, we're trapped. And then Tollbooth is, for some reason, pissing into the side of
that
the
thing.
ship.
Yeah. The seal on the door needs to be wet. So
What
he's
the
like,
fuck?
okay, I have to piss anyway.
I have no, like, so much shit happens. You're like, what the fuck is going on? And then Tollbooth leaves, and then, so the whole fucking point was Tollbooth is supposed to piss on this thing, open it, and then they were all going to escape out of it.
Because that works.
Tollbooth escapes, and then all the rest of them just look at it, and then Gunner goes, huh, I guess he does like golden showers. What are you talking about? That was the way that you were going to escape, and how you were supposed to escape.
So peeing on a door and then going through the doorway has anything to do with golden showers.
And also, that's the joke. And then the rest of them just stay there. Like, what the fuck is going on?
The idea is they go after him, but
That means that they're into golden showers, too, by the logic of that same stupid fucking joke. Not to mention...
it was a bad joke.
All right, whatever.
It just didn't make sense.
What doesn't make sense is why you forced me to watch Expand4bles.
This is why. So that we have something to complain about. The whole entire movie. We should have watched it live. I kept thinking, God damn it, we could have reacted live to this, like your Mystery Science Theater stuff.
Ah, there we are. Yep. It's not my Mystery Science Theater.
Well,
It's for
yours
everyone.
in terms of you like it a lot.
I do love it a lot.
And I'm just like, eh.
I don't know how you don't like Mystery Science Theater.
I find it annoying because a lot of this, I see them trying too hard sometimes.
Oh, I
just
think
like
it's-
I'm sure our audience sees us trying too hard sometimes.
Especially watching a movie that other people have already talked about. They're like, look at these fucking losers talking about a movie that everybody's already seen.
But there is a demographic for that because there are people who are like, oh, I saw this movie. I want to see what other people's opinions are based on moments in this movie and based on my own.
So if that's the real what people think, we should watch movies.
Was that a sentence?
I
talking like me.
I think I had a stroke there for a second.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to get at was if people want to watch us talk about like old movies that everyone's seen, then we should watch some old movies.
We have.
Like Frankenstein from 1930.
Well, we're going to watch an old movie next week
Which movie?
from 2022.
No. Saw X is from this
we're not
year.
watching Saw X. We just discussed this.
You said that you want... Oh, that's right. What did I say? All right, hold on. I'll remember it.
For Halloween,
We're going to do...
a scary movie that you want to watch.
Oh, right.
Just like me? No.
Talk to Me.
Talk to me.
Apparently, it's pretty spooky.
I'm gonna find Just Like Me. Like, this isn't scary. It's porn.
It's
All right.
clown porn. Huh? Who knows what Rob's into?
Just like me.
Ah.
However, Toll has been heavily wounded and needs immediate medical care. No one cares. During the prisoner exchange, Marsh is revealed to be Ocelot.
Okay, how does this make any sense? So I remember even before this. So here's what happens. Ramat grabs Marsh and brings Marsh to a computer where he's got to talk to, her name is Russo.
Whoever
And
this character is.
he says, Russo, you need to set a friend of mine free. He's a prisoner. You need to set him free. She goes, I don't have the authority to do that. And then Marsh goes, I have the authority to do it. Contact this guy, ID code, blah, 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 blah. What the fuck did they call Russo for then?
It's all a cover-up.
But
He doesn't want to show that he's the guy because he's still setting up this whole plan.
But when he said, who has the know-how to release Russo, or to release, their Bai was the guy's name. And he says, well, let's contact Russo. Why contact Russo if you told Russo, you can't do it, but, Fred Jones, ID code 61612, he can do it. Why not just call Fred Jones?
Because you want to throw it off. Don't want people to think that you know.
But Ramat knows that fucking Marsh is Ocelot.
Yeah. But then,
so why is he trying to fool a guy that already knows he is who he is?
But then they're contacting this other person.
Just contact that person first.
And that higher up is just like, I can't do that. And he's like, oh, yeah, I can. Oh, silly
fucking
me.
So stupid. But
Why
then, okay.
did we even call you here?
So
I don't know.
The next scene is like, hey, we want this Bai guy to, he's a Bai guy, to show up. So when you see this guy flying in the chopper, he's got a bag in his head. And I was like, oh, okay, that's Sylvester Stallone. But then he gets off that was a wrong place to stop that sentence to burp. He gets off.
After the golden shower.
Exactly. Maybe that's what got him off. But he gets off the thing and he's like 4'11", and I'm like, if they pull off that fucking thing and it's Sylvester Stallone, what is this movie doing? But they pull it off and it's just some dude. And I did like
just some dude.
I like how Andy Garcia goes, bye. And shoots him. That had me laughing.
I knew that would get you.
Bye.
And that's why they did it. But I sat there going, why? It's not even clever.
Bye.
This is why they did that. God damn it.
And then a whole bunch of chaos ensues, and who could care?
They did a Moto X competition on the aircraft carrier.
On the aircraft carrier.
What else?
There's apparently
stab people with
they're
axes.
shooting people and shoot, bang, bang. Every time Andy Garcia calls for backup, there's like 60 more guys. Where the fuck are all these guys staying? Why not just all 180 of you descend on them and kill them?
And at the end, it's like the Titanic. Just as many bodies.
So stupid. And I like how, nuclear fallout. And radiation, it doesn't matter.
Christmas stays behind to turn the ship around to avoid global conflict. He confronts Marsh, who is killed by Barney, who surprises everyone by revealing that he faked his own death, hoping to lure Ocelot out of hiding. They escape the nuclear explosion. So they sink the ship to escape. Okay, how long does it take for a ship like that to sink? Not 30 seconds.
Well, as we all know, the Titanic sank in
10.1
seconds. We've all seen the movie by James Cameron. It's, I think, a very short 31 minutes. And the majority of it, the 25 minutes, is a love story.
Yeah.
And then
it's just the Barney
Rubble shoots the Titanic, and then it sinks in like 6 seconds.
Just like me in real life.
It sinks in 6 seconds.
That's the movie. It's my book title.
I sink in 6 seconds.
Sunk in 6 seconds.
That's a fucking hard one to get out. Yeah. Sunk in 6 seconds.
It's catchy.
It should be technically your wife's book.
No. Well, after I die, she could sell it. My memoirs. talking about
My
my times
memoirs.
here with you.
My memoirs would be so full of just dirty things.
Just from teenagehood.
No,
Now it's just like, I'm here.
but as a teenager, it would just be full of like the stuff that I thought of, which is all like basically death metal and boobs.
Death metal boobs.
I was a disgusting little teenager, and which is funny. So my son, him and his friends all get together and stuff. And he says one of his friends gets really irritating because he's always horny. He's always saying like sexually.
It's the age.
And that's what I said. Well, Dexter's a fucking teenager.
Yeah.
It was like, well, none of the rest of us do that. I'm like, that's just because he's getting there first. I go, that's how it is. I said, I was that kid. But I was the one always saying off-color shit that would make everybody uncomfortable. That was me. So I know where that kid's coming from.
He's probably also testing the waters to see if he's the dirty one, the horrible one.
For me, it was my goal. All right, I want to be the one that, like, I'll text things to you or to other friends where we're talking about something, and people will be like, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you? I'll be like, hee, hee. Anyway, the Expand4bles.
The ship sinks and explodes. And like you said, Fallout, who cares? And how many fish died?
It doesn't matter. They're all radiation fish. So they're going to have like the 3 eyes, like Blinky.
We'll end up with a Godzilla.
Godzilla fights the Expand4bles. That'd be awesome.
Now's the time in the show where I go through my notes.
Let's hear
one.
Phil's notes.
For once, it's not you.
We forgot. So at the end, all of them are like, "Hey, Barney's
was there a stinger? No. I don't know. I didn't look.
Nope. All of them are like, "Hey, Barney's alive. Hey, is drinking.
Oh,
best
yes.
friend." And then Megan Fox comes out. I guarantee that behind that, so because she basically comes out of another room or like a doorway and comes out, sure. Guaranteed that's either outside or that room is freezing cold. They have her in a freezing cold because she comes out and her fucking nipples could cut fucking glass.
Well, to be fair, she's got big.
She does have big fake titties, but
and big areolas that are obvious.
Nobody's nipples stand out that much for no reason. They're freezing her in that other room. It was like a cryogenic chamber. She comes out and her tits were ready to cut glass.
And there's no point.
No, but it looks good.
But maybe it was part of her augmentation.
But augmentation.
Her boobs.
But she could have nipples that are pointing
Those
out
aren't
to fucking
natural.
put someone's eye out. No, but
sure
nipples
you could say,
don't poke like that.
You could have pokeable nipples.
Maybe. Give me nipples that'll cut fucking glass. Regardless,
all the time, 100%.
She looks great in the shirt. She looked fantastic.
But most things would give her a pasty or something to wear underneath.
No.
Yes.
No,
if your shirt was see-through and they didn't want it to be see-through, they would just give her pasties
give her a fucking
or a
bra.
Sure. But if they wanted it to look natural, you just put pasties.
But if they want her tits to be like up here the majority of the time because gravity works, they would want a bra that pushes her tits right up.
They look in a nice place while they're not
That's
in
what
a bra.
fake boobs do.
Well, then that's fine. But then you use pasties.
Why don't you fucking paste this?
I'm a professional in the movie industry. Not anymore. And not
Are you
really.
a pasty applier?
I wish. Can you imagine?
I remember I was reading something
It's
years
a
ago.
difficult job, but someone's got to do it.
There was a guy that apparently a gay guy, flamboyantly gay guy, who Jennifer Lopez, I think it was sure it was Jennifer Lopez. It was Jennifer Lopez or the other one. What's the other one called? Beyonce. One of those ones that had a guy that when they were filming their videos, this guy's whole fucking job was while like the cameras weren't rolling to like flick and tweak her nipples. So they were constantly standing out. And they had, it was some paparazzi thing. They had a video of it.
Difficult job.
And this guy's like, like rubbing her tits and stuff and pulling on her nipples. And then she jumps right back into the scene. Can you imagine having that job? How fucking kick-ass would that be? Like,
I'd go to the other girls in Destiny's Child and be like,
I'm here to tweak.
I would like that job with the Spice Girls.
I'd only want that job for one of the Spice Girls.
Emma.
Which one is Emma?
Baby.
No.
I know you like Ginger. It's your type.
That's right.
Splitting the intro scene was a dumb move.
Yep.
The movie started.
Filming the movie was a dumb move.
Yeah. The movie started, did the intro scene, and then cut to the intro of the movie. Or not the intro of the movie, but the starting of the main part of the movie. And then later on in the movie, went back to the intro.
I ate too many cookies, and I haven't had dinner yet, and I shouldn't have eaten so many of the cookies.
CG squibs and blood trails are awful.
Oh, and the fucking splattered blood. God, it was so bad.
That's why I hated it so much in what was it, the Game of Thrones episode, or was it the House of Dragons?
I think House of Dragon
Where
did it.
he's
I don't
fighting
remember them.
in
I'm
the-
sure they did it in Game of Thrones. I
the
don't
Crab
remember them as much.
Wars.
The Crab Wars.
What was the ocean, the beach area where he fought in the middle of this cove?
Oh yeah. I know
He's
you're
just like
talking about.
stabbing
Yep.
everything, and blood trails are going, and they're all CG. Like they splash on his face, CG.
CG.
And
And with
just
the splatters on the camera.
I hated it. So seeing it in this annoys me. If you
Not
do
to
it
mention,
right,
it's-
it can work.
It's so. It's like that terrible show Walking Dead does it too, where the blood is so bright. It's like, dude, when you look at fake blood in movies where it's all practical effects, it's not this fucking, unless they're making a joke out of it, like Dawn of the Dead or Evil Dead and stuff. It's not that bright. It should just be a splatter of dark red, man.
Well, these things need to be toned down and not be so obvious. Just make it simple. And if it was practical, it wouldn't be obvious. It would just be there. That's all you want it to be. It's there and
But then-
realistic.
With when and it's all comes down to cost, right? That the doing it CGI
How
is
is
cheaper.
CG cheaper? I know it's just like
Because you don't
It's
have to
already
have
done.
someone there to do the squib. You don't have someone to set it up. You don't need someone to reset it when you got to shoot that scene again.
it's just
It looks like shit, but they don't care.
I understand it, but it blows my mind that that's cheaper.
Bang. Should have some.
I did that in one of our first episodes in the title
Really?
card
I don't
thing,
remember.
in the
Bang,
thumbnail.
bang.
That's not happening.
Ridiculous. See, now who's not putting in the effort?
Me, every week. Who wrote the dialogue? And maybe they should go back to working the front counter at Starbucks.
Wow, did you hear a lot of people saying, know what? Maybe Gallo.
Vente.
Can you imagine what sort of job he has at Starbucks? My father once worked at Starbucks. He loved to put his dick into the icy machines.
Stallone loses his ring in a game of thumb wrestling, then comes with backup to get it back by not winning it back, but by instead taking it back by force.
From the rightful winner.
Who's in the wrong?
Yeah. Stealing it back from the rightful winner.
And it could have been a witty thing where you just come back and make a Statham do thumb wrestling.
Yeah.
Or even have that in the end clip of the movie, the stinger. Like, it'd just be a good callback.
Or, yeah, exactly. Stallone shows up at the ring and they're like, how do you get that ring back? And Jason Statham's like, oh, don't need to talk about it. And then at the very end of the show, they flash back to how we got it
Or
back.
the bartender sitting there with a broken thumb.
Right? Anything. But no, yeah, to show that Jason Statham is a complete badass, there's been 4 of these fucking movies where he's a badass. Why do you need to show that he's a badass for this one simple, stupid scene? Where's your fucking notes, Philip?
They fell.
Idiot.
I think a preteen wrote this movie. AI writing would have done better.
I think it was ChatGPT, personally.
Shoot the kid, then first line, let's wake up the kids. So in one of the scenes, to show that the bad guy's evil,
Yep.
they had him shoot the kid.
The guy's kid.
They
Yep.
simulated it off camera type thing. And then they come back into the next scene where they're in the plane, the protagonists, and they're sleeping. And he's like, let's wake up the kids by moving the plane back and forth to wake them up. But that was the first line right after we killed the kid. Let's wake up the kids.
Now, I don't know about you, but if you're on a plane with a literal shit ton of explosives, I don't know if I want to go, what if that plane explodes?
They don't care. They're heroes in a hero movie.
They're Expand4bles, not heroes.
Stand-ins and stunt people got more on-screen time than the talent.
Talent. That's fucking rich.
I put it in quotes, literally. The actors just got a list of dialogue instead of the whole script.
Yep.
Hey, 50 Cent, sit in this car in front of the green screen, hold this oversized gun, say these 5 cheesy lines, switch to a different car, repeat.
Got that right.
Burnt Stallone did a better job acting.
Burnt
than-
Stallone?
Burnt.
Who's Burnt Stallone? Oh, he's all charred up.
Than the normal Stallone. When looking at the classifieds,
What the fuck was that scene about?
when they're filling time. When looking at the classified, I heard private security or social media influencer. I want the Expendables movie where Christmas becomes a social media influencer.
Not to mention, if you're a social media influencer, and again, I get that this was a joke that the movie had to do, but
I get into it.
Are you going to put like an ad in the paper, or are you going to go to like a reputable agency?
True, but they have to make it as part of the movie. Whatever. The social media influencer in this movie should have been a cameo from someone like Mr. Beast.
Or what's that other thing called? The
Someone.
Logan Paul or the Jake Paul?
Sure.
Yeah.
They would have loved anyway. That shows how like out of it whoever made this movie is. Like they just
Was
didn't
that a
care.
real guy, the social influencer?
I don't know. I doubt it. The follower numbers start at 24.543 and go up to 100 followers throughout this live thing.
Is that good?
They meant to put 24,000,
Oh.
comma.
Maybe you should know that it was thousands.
No, they put point in multiple spots. The like numbers go from 6.710 likes.
You can half like something.
Maybe use a fucking comma instead of a period.
Maybe you just had really shitty resolution on the iPad you were watching it on.
No, I was watching it in 4K from a reputable site.
Sliestorrents.com.
I don't know what you're talking about. Let's have sex. Calm down. Let's have sex and then talk about my dead best friend when we're done. If you've watched the movie, you'll understand.
Not to mention in that scene, it starts with Megan Fox and Jason Statham in bed.
They used the pasties in this scene.
But it's from like above the what's the word I'm looking for?
The wind
Propeller
turbine,
thing?
the fan.
Fan, there we are. And her undies are on the fan?
It's because he ripped them off.
But
They flew up in the air. It's
why
possible.
wouldn't he rip the rest of it off of her?
Maybe he likes the look of it.
Maybe.
I like the look of lingerie on a partner.
You know what? I don't care for lingerie. I like how lingerie looks.
Yes.
But it's like I've always brought up to any of the women that I've ever been with. Lingerie looks great, but I feel like it's a huge waste of your money or my money because I look up, wow, that was great, Kate. Take it off so I can fuck.
Yeah, but you're the type that wants it off right away. Whereas I'm the type that likes to do it with it on.
No, I don't care much for lingerie, but like,
I'm giving you hints, Rob.
but like outfits and costumes and stuff, that I'm on board for.
So it's the same.
Yeah, I guess.
Just cosplay as a lingerie star.
Lingerie model.
I can't count how many times a line was delivered followed by me saying, God damn.
Oh. There's a bug and I killed it.
God damn.
What did I do? Did I knock something?
As I said, I
Did
can't.
I touch something or no?
No.
What if I wanted to touch something?
I told you to calm down. Halfway through this movie and hoping it'll just end.
Halfway through the movie is where it ended for me. I fell asleep.
The dialogue makes no sense at times. Like a dude trying too hard to make a witty response to everything you say while thinking he succeeded in being funny. Kind of like our podcast.
You've been funny. What do you think of that? That was a good comeback.
I'd like to. That's a golden shower. I'd like that.
Okay.
That's gonna stay with me forever. I'd like to see where a movie studio keeps all their generic sets and how.
In a computer. This whole movie was on a computer.
No, but they have like say the bridge.
What bridge?
The bridge of the command deck of this.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a fucking bridge that they
Titanic.
were on. Yeah, it was probably from the Battleship movie.
But like they
Or
have
Titanic. They probably had it for Titanic.
Like
They just CG out all the guns on Titanic.
like the place that they were stored when they were taken.
When you took a piss all over the wall?
Yeah.
That's like a fucking someone's basement.
That wasn't CG. That
That's
was
someone's
a
basement.
setup thing. But I guarantee they have all these sets somewhere, and they just pull them out.
Sylvester
and they go,
Stallone's house.
They probably have like some kind of
Sylvester
thing where
Stallone
they
is
type
like,
it
okay,
in.
here's the fucking rooms that I have in my basement. Write a script around those.
Here, I need a dungeon. Okay, dungeon is in Studio 56.
This is my sex dungeon where I work out.
The social media influencer callback was entertaining.
There was a callback?
So while they were while the lead character, it's Christmas.
Yeah, Barney
was
Fife.
going through the ship trying to start killing people. They started watching him attacking the influencer from earlier in the movie.
Oh, really? I didn't notice. I zoned out a lot for this movie.
It's the only callback or anything funny that is
That
actually
ever
funny.
happened ever in this history of movies.
A wreck wouldn't sink that fast. And Megan Fox in that sheer white tank. Damn.
That was a highlight. I would say the highlight of the movie.
Yeah, like why? I just don't get why they put it at the end of the movie.
I don't get why she wasn't wearing why she wasn't dressed like the Baroness from fucking G.I. Joe the entire movie. If you want guys to
Lara
be turned
Croft.
on by, right? Just have her like that. But she was everything in this movie felt like an afterthought.
Or try too hard from a guy that's trying too hard.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
it was just, but
bad.
it was unenjoyable.
And no one was there to go over his work and go, this really isn't funny, John.
Not to mention so it comes up producers after producer after producer after producer. One of the fucking producers, and I texted you about it, one of the producers' name is Robert Earl. My name is Robert Earl.
Now you know who to avoid.
People are gonna start thinking that I had something to do with Expand4bles.
We were also going to talk about Lego Jurassic Park, the unofficial retelling.
I didn't watch that.
Rob didn't watch it.
I was so fucking mad after watching this. I was like, fuck this.
How many golden showers
Oh man, I would piss all over this movie.
would you give out of 10 to the
If
affordables?
I would give it a solid
Unaffordable.
I would give the unaffordables a 2 out of 10, but if Lash and Megan Fox started making out, an 8 out of 10.
Would you consider this movie the
Women's thought piece? I absolutely would. It is rich with feminist undertone.
The Room type movie where like you
No.
could go to it and be like, this is so bad, it's not good, but it's entertaining to laugh at.
No, because I wasn't laughing at any of it like I was laughing at The Room.
What?
It wasn't pathetic enough to be The Room.
Okay, so the difference would be that it would have to be even worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would have to be like, these guys would have to be like gung-ho over the top. Like, imagine
Like
Rambo
really bad acting.
Yeah, like Rambo 3, not without Richard Crenna, Rambo 3 level Sylvester Stallone from everybody. That would have put this like
But-
into The Room territory.
They tried.
Not that bad though.
No, I mean,
they tried to make. Oh yeah, they tried to make a movie.
No, I mean. If
You
it-
do
if
mean.
the acting was that bad, but you know that they actually tried to make
The
it good.
only one that tried and was awful was Dolph Lundgren. That guy's just not a good actor.
And they changed his character
Yeah. And then okay, oh yeah, there's another thing I want to bring up. So
for no reason.
he's
Maybe there was a reason.
apparently like a reformed alcoholic.
Yeah. They
But
have
he
a name
carries
for
a
that.
flask of booze with him everywhere. And then at the end, he can't shoot these guys. He goes, fuck it. And starts drinking
What's
a drink.
the message there?
But also, why would you be carrying around a flask of booze if you're a recovered alcoholic?
I missed that.
There's so much of it that the movie wants you to be going, yeah, fuck yeah. I better be able to hear that in this fucking video.
From now on, I'm coming over at like 5 p.m. and then I won't have to be here for when that goes off.
But then I feel like the majority of the movie, like guys are going, yeah, man, it's fucking, this line's awesome. But you spend the majority of the time going, what? Why would a recovering alcoholic do that? Oh, that scene's over. Okay, it doesn't matter.
This would be hilarious to take like one of those bro dudes that think like they don't even understand it either, but they have to like play along.
Another thing I will say too, okay, and this is a question for you. If you had to watch this, if you had to watch this again, or Fast and Furious 10 again, really?
Any of them.
No. Oh man, that's a hard one. I think I'd watch this because it was only an hour and 39 minutes long. But the Fast and Furious was like fucking. They feel like they're 15 hours long.
This felt like straight to VHS.
Which is, for me, it's fine. The Fast and Furious movies are so up their own ass. I feel like this is not as up its own ass as Fast and Furious are.
But at least they're more entertaining.
For you, maybe.
Yeah. I give this This shouldn't even be rated. It's just
If it was not rated with Megan Fox and lashing it out, then I'd be watching.
I guess I agree with a 2 or a 3.
Or even Jason Statham in Toll Booth getting it on. Be all right.
Now we know what Rob looks up.
That's right.
And not that I'm kink shaming.
You would kink shame. You seem like that type of person.
My kink is kink shaming. I bet there's a demographic there.
Yeah, wouldn't that be like the cuck guys? No.
No, it would just be like guys that make fun of people who have weird kinks.
Yeah, that's not cuck
maybe
shame.
the opposite of a cuck.
Hey.
The ones that like watch their. No, that is a cuck.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know, but I think
there's
you're
two
right.
types of cucks then, because there's
There's
a
the
cuck that's like a timid, like
Yeah, the guy that likes to watch other guys fuck his wife.
because he just like he's not good enough or he thinks
But
he's not good
I
enough.
think there's
but
two
he
types
likes
of
to
those
watch.
cucks, though. I think there's guys that like to watch other dudes fuck his wife because he likes the humiliation part, and then there's other
Yeah.
guys who are just like, yeah, I'm down with other guys fucking my wife.
But then there's also the guys that just get off on their wives being with someone else.
Yeah, that's what those first guys. I think there's a humiliation part of it, but then there's some guys that are just like, yeah, man, fucking share the wealth, and they're cool with their wife fucking whoever.
I think we're talking about 3 different cucks. Not
I think
2.
you're a fucking cuck.
We're gonna get. We should put this in the TikTok and be like, what kind of cucks are there out there? You tell us.
Yes, everybody, please tell us what type of cucks there are out there because we're old and Pornhub does not have an option for cuck selection.
Selection is perfect. It keeps thinking I'm saying cock selection.
And then it just shows me black, white, Latino, Sylvester Stallone.
Purple.
Thank you, everybody. And we're sorry you've been watching
Charred.
Watch It Complain. Charred. We're sorry you've been watching Watch It Complain. You can follow us on youtube.com. Just look for watchitcomplain.com or Watch It Complain on YouTube. You can also go to watchitcomplain.com and find our stuff there. Please send us a message.
You just said that like 3
Nobody
times over.
sends us any messages, and we want some goddamn messages. Tell us what's going on with cucks. We're confused. And if
Because
you
we don't
like
know.
the show,
We're so vanilla.
tell your friends, tell us, and tell Megan Fox. We love her in that shirt at the end of the movie.
So they go up to one of their friends, that like random friends, and they're like, I hate that Watching Complain show. And
What kind of cuck are you? And their priest looks at them like, what? What's a cuck? Then they explain to their priest, and then we're going to hell.
The priest knows.
That's true. What? All right, I think that's the end of the show. Bye. You're supposed to wave.